Did you know why even S-rank hunters fear Go Gun-hee? Go Gun-hee, the elderly chairman of the Korean Hunters Association, is far stronger than most people realize. It is confirmed in the series that at his peak, he was on the level of the monarchs. The reason behind his unbelievable strength is even more fascinating. Go Gun-hee was one of the strongest hunters in Korea because he became a vessel for a fragment of brilliant light, a portion of power from the rulers, heavenly beings who fight against the monarchs. This was demonstrated in the story when he faced the monarch of Frost and managed to fight evenly against him. Another proof of his power is the claim that if he were at his peak, he might have surpassed Thomas André, who is considered the strongest human in the world. Even though Thomas André is recognized as unmatched, it is said that if Go Gun-hee were in his prime, he would likely have exceeded him. Did you know that the giant statue we saw in Solo Leveling Season 1 wasn't actually the main boss of that dungeon? This dungeon is crucial because this is where Sung Jin-woo first gained his power. At first glance, you might think the grinning giant statue was the greatest threat in that dungeon. This is also the statue in front of which all hunters bowed after reading the dungeon's rules. However, the real threat of that dungeon was not the giant statue itself but rather the statue holding the stone tablet where the rules were written. This statue was actually an ancient being known as the Architect. The Architect was immensely powerful and intelligent. He was also the creator of the system, the very thing that granted Jin-woo his power. But his true plan was to turn Jin-woo into a vessel for the Shadow Monarch's power, making him a full-fledged king. However, the Architect did not expect that Jin-woo wouldn't just adapt to the power, but completely surpass all expectations. In the end, Jin-woo took control of the system and became the most powerful being to wield the Shadow Monarch's power. Why was Beru considered a major threat, even though he was just another shadow in Jin-woo's shadow army? Beru was a unique shadow who could fight monarchs for an extended period. He was at such a high level that even the Monarch of Frost was shocked by the sheer determination of a mythical grade shadow. This all ties back to his life before he became a shadow. Beru was born as the Ant King, meant to be a true ruler, a leader not only capable of commanding his ant army but also willing to do anything for his cause. He was a perfect killing machine in life. However, after being turned into Jin-woo's shadow, his purpose changed. He became a loyal servant, dedicating himself solely to protecting and serving Jin-woo. Over time, Beru repeatedly proved his loyalty and devotion to Jin-woo, sometimes in humorous ways, yet he remained fiercely faithful. Because of his extraordinary abilities, he could fight not only Grand Marshal Bellion but also the monarchs themselves, all for the sake of Jin-woo. The Itarim are the greatest threat in the Solo Leveling universe. They are even more powerful than any monster, ruler, or monarch. But who exactly are the Itarim, and why do they want to conquer Jin-woo's universe? The Itarim, also known as the Absolute Beings, are the creators of countless universes. At first, their sole purpose was to create beings who would worship them. However, as time passed, they grew bored and started creating both good and evil beings to wage endless wars against each other. War and bloodshed became entertainment for the Itarim. In Jin-woo's world, the rulers rebelled and killed their own absolute beings, which caught the attention of the remaining Itarim. Before this event, not a single Itarim had ever died. Because of this, the Itarim became curious about the idea of a universe without a supreme ruler. Thus, they began to observe Jin-woo's universe. Over time, they attempted to conquer it through their apostles, their chosen representatives in Jin-woo's world. But it must be understood that the Itarim are not just monsters. They are gods in their own universes. This war is not just a simple battle, it is a fight to claim a world with no master. A world that holds an immense amount of mana.